Just the other day, a guy robbed a bank. In the process of him robbing the bank, he didn't really want to shoot nobody, even though he had a gun. But he told the girl to give him the money. He had the gun in his hand, just like this, with his finger on the trigger. And the bag of money was over the counter. When he reached over to get the bag, the other finger tightened up with his other finger and pulled the trigger and shot the lady in the chest and killed her. This is how our kids kill each other, because they're playing with guns, because nobody has ever gave them a class on the gun, because we think they're too young to get a class. We think if we give them a class about a gun, that for some reason they gonna run to every store and say, hey, I want to buy a gun. Let's say I'm on a firing range. A lot of times when you go to the firing range, and the firing range, the targets are down range, right down here. And I'm facing down here, and I want to lock the slide to the rear. A lot of times you'll see people turning on the range, left and right, and it's bodies that's shooting on your left and your right. You got to make sure that that muzzle, regardless of if you know that this gun is clear or not, this muzzle is never pointed at anything. What stops the bullet is your body inside the vest, because your body is made up of tissue and mush and liquid. So when the bullet hits, the vest is made to absorb in an impact area. That's why when you see cops on TV and the movies or whatnot, when they get shot, they take the vest off and it's red all right here, because the bullet hit and the vest made the impact spread instead of just penetrating and going straight through. But if a concrete wall was right there, the bullet will go through and hit the concrete wall. But because your body is made up of what it's made up of, it absorbs and then it spreads around the vest. That's how the vest actually works. And I know a lot of people don't know that. Now, with the revolver and the 9mm, which is the most popular gun? That one, right? This is the most popular gun. Why?
It's faster now than the revolver to reload.
That's exactly why. Because when cops was on the street, they had revolvers, and they found out that we're running out of bullets too quick.
7, 6, 1.
You know, and then when it's time for us to reload, it takes too long to reload. And the enemy got guns like this, and they shooting us to death. So why can't we have some of these? Not to mention that this holds how many? 6. This magazine holds 15. So I'm in the firefight longer if I have this weapon than this one. But this weapon ain't gonna jam on. This will probably be the best weapon that you can buy for protection of your home. This weapon ain't gonna jam on you. It's a dependable weapon. This one here, it has more capability of jamming. And once the weapon jams, if you're not proficient with the weapon on how to clear it quickly, you might as well just put it down right there and be like, hey, I don't know how to clear that thing. Can you just stop shooting at me? What does it look like? This is called a PLR. A PLR means it's a pistol long rifle. It's a pistol, but it's a long pistol, almost like a rifle. This is a 22. It shoots 22 bullets. Or should I say 22 caliber bullets. What makes your gun kick? Anybody? What makes your gun kick? When you see people shooting a gun and you see the kick, what makes it kick?
The force, the power of the bullet that's the kickback from the bullets itself, from the shell.
This is a 22 bullet right here. This is a 9mm bullet right here. The reason you get kicked from a gun is because the amount of gunpowder that's packed in that bullet. This bullet ain't that big. So that means the amount of gunpowder in there ain't that great. So when you actually pull the trigger with a bullet like this, the kickback is hardly any. The bigger the bullet, the more the kickback is on that weapon. Let me get y'all two real quick. Right there and right there. I want you to pick it up and give it to me. Okay, stop right there. Now, when you pick it up like you mean it. Don't pick it up like it's an hors d'oeuvre and it's a piece of tuna fish sandwich, like it's a snack that you're trying to eat, and you picking it up with 2 fingers. Pick it up for real, with your hand. Once you put your hand on a gun, you have to be in control of the gun, not barely holding it like this. Be like, here you go, get this thing. Grab that thing and point it in a safe direction, and just give it to me. Let me see it. All right, give it to me. Just like that. Give me that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me that one.
You got it?
Just like that. Now, when they picked it up, what didn't they do?
They didn't put his finger in the trigger.
What didn't they do when they gave me the gun?
He did.
Let me tell you what they didn't do. Before you give anybody a gun, you check it. You check it to make sure it's safe. You check it all the way to make sure it's safe. I'm not giving you a loaded weapon. You don't receive a loaded weapon. So when you pick it up, okay, it's clear. Here you go. Just like that. All right, you can go ahead and sit down. A weapon like this, how do you know it's clear?
You check right here. You check.
First of all, it takes a magazine in the magazine way. So you point it in a safe direction. Just pull the hammer to the rear. If a round would have been in there, it would have ejected. While you're still holding it to the rear, you look in and then you don't see any brass right here. Because if a bullet was up in here, can't do nothing to you. The bullet actually has to be right there in order for it to go off. So you don't see the brass right here, the back of the brass, which is that right there. Yeah, the shiny piece, the brass. You don't see it. Okay, it's clear and it's on safe. There you go. You always check a weapon before you pass it on. And you give it to another person just like you would a knife. Appreciate it, y'all. Now, let's talk about these bullets real quick. I didn't know that some people don't know that when they shoot a gun, this entire bullet don't hit you. Everybody don't know that. This entire bullet is not what hits you. This is, just the tip. It comes out of that shell. If you look at the back of a bullet, there's what you call a primer in the back of a bullet. It's like a little circle in the back of the bullet. And what it does is the striker on a gun hits the primer and it ignites the gunpowder and makes the bullet come out of the shell. And then the shell casing comes out of the gun, the bullet goes that way. The bullet, when the striker hits the bullet, it ignites the gunpowder like a flint rock, and it sends a spark, and it lights the gunpowder, and it sends that front portion out of the shell to the target, and the shell extracts out of the gun. And that's how when cops, forensic cops or whatnot, they pick up the shell casings, and they can tell what stock of bullet that you actually bought it from and what store? Because of the shell casing, not the bullet. They get forensics from the shell casing because you done left them all over the place after you done shot the place up. The M16, when the M16 was first made, that's the name of it. It was called the M16. And they actually used it, you know, during war, you know, whatnot. But then they said, the enemy told us that we don't want y'all to use M16s no more because y'all are destroying bodies with the M16. The bullet of an M16, when it comes out of the gun, it's tumbling. It's tumbling. It ain't going straight at you like you think a bullet would, like you see a rocket. It's tumbling, and when it hits you, it can hit you flat, just like that. And it can hit a bone, come down, ricochet out somewhere else. It can hit here, go in, and come out sideways and tear your whole arm off. So the Geneva Convention said, no, we got to change that. You know, when they taking their bodies back home, they're destroyed. So they came up with what? The M16A1. And with the M16A1, they put what you call, does anybody know what rifling is? You've seen it, you just don't know the name of it. Rifling is when you take a gun apart, a shotgun, a rifle, or whatever, and you have the barrel, and you look in the barrel, and you can see those spiral lines inside the barrel. Has anybody ever seen that? Those spiral lines are called rifling. What that does is, when the bullet comes out of the gun, the rifling catches the bullet and spins it, so it won't tumble. And when it spins it, the bullet goes further and it hits you harder than it would normally do. That's what rifling does when somebody say they're gonna take their rifle to put rifling inside of it, so the bullet can actually travel further. I got a couple of magazine pouches, a couple of pistol pouches. This particular type of pistol pouch is called a tactical holster. Anytime you see a guy with a holster down here, y'all seen that before, right? That's called a tactical holster, meaning he can run with it, and it's right here in arm's reach where he can reach it effectively and pull it out and, you know, use his weapon or whatnot. These are your hip holsters. When you put your weapon on and you put your gear on, you know, I don't assume a lot of y'all work in law enforcement or whatever, for what reason you would have to put magazine pouches and a pistol holster and all that on. But if you had to, how do you put all that stuff on? A lot of people think, because you see it on security guards, you see it on law enforcement guys or whatever, you'll see the gun over here, right? And then you think that you're supposed to look like how it look on your mantelpiece at home. You got the TV sitting in the center, and then you got something on this side, and then you got something on this side, and then when you look at it, everything looks balanced. That's not how you put your gear on. Your gun is within hand's reach. Your magazine pouches, which is this, goes up here, right there. It don't go over here. It goes up here. So when it's time to change magazines, everything is within hand's reach, real easy. The reason I bought this right here is just so y'all can see that just about every weapon system has a set of sights on it. And you have to use those sights. So what I want y'all to do today is, you see that clock? We're gonna do two things with this clock. The first thing we're gonna do is, we're gonna put our finger up just like that. And just put it on the clock with both eyes open. With both eyes open. With your free hand, cover your right eye.
I can't see nothing.
Is your finger still on the clock? No. Cover your left eye. Now this is how it's supposed to look. This same finger never moves. You put it on the clock just like that. With this free hand, Put it on your right eye first. Then take it off. Then put it on your left eye.
Yeah, it's moving side to side. Moving side to side when it comes to.
And then you say, when I cover which eye did my finger move the most?
My left.
And you're probably right-handed. And that's telling you which is your dominant eye. Because now when it's time to shoot a gun, and when it's time for you to aim in, and you're aiming in, and you're trying to close the eye because you think that your right eye is dominant, it won't shut for you. The other eye will try to shut, or should I say the dominant eye will take over. You know, so if you're right-handed and you think I'm supposed to shoot through my right eye and I'm gonna close my left, but for some reason your right eye keep blinking because it's trying to close, that's because you're left eye dominant. Your dominant eye is the one that's trying to stay open, and it's gonna beat down that bad eye all day long. Now the other thing is, same drill on the clock. When you aiming in on the target, a lot of people when they actually get a gun, they don't actually have instructions on how to shoot properly. So now, I want you to do the same thing. Put your finger on the clock. I want you to look at the clock. Look beyond your finger and look at the clock. This is how some people shoot. This is how you don't shoot. When you shoot, put your finger on the clock and stare at your finger. And it should be, and to make the clock blurry. And just put that clear finger in the center of that blurry target. This is how you shoot. Not the other way around. That's good, y'all. I got some less lethal. Does anybody know what less lethal is?
Like less dangerous.
Say it again.
Less dangerous.
That's exactly what it is. It's like less dangerous. Can less lethal kill you?
Depends on where you get hit.
Less lethal can kill you. It all depends on where it hits you at. But it was meant to be deployed so it won't kill you. You know, instead of going straight to lethal, they made less lethal. And let me show you something of less lethal. This is a shotgun shell. That's what it looked like, right? But this came out of it. It's called a fin stabilizer. It looks like a little torpedo. Can y'all see it? I just pass it around so you can feel it. It's like made out of hard rubber. It's inside this shell, and when you actually shoot it, it comes out. The shell is this large, and it hits you wherever. When don't this work?
When it doesn't have
When won't this work?
when it doesn't have
By itself, no shell?
It don't work when the assailant has too many clothes on. Like during the wintertime, when you have jackets and coats and all that on. So the more clothing that you have on, the less that this actually right here would work.
How is that possible?
Rubber baton, foam interlocking baton. Rubber baton, it shoots out of what they call a stun gun. It almost looks like the little thing that you see Arnold Schwarzenegger with, and it breaks down like a shotgun, and he puts like a big old shell inside, and he pops it back up, and then he shoots it, and it makes like a little noise like boop, and then it comes out, it shoots these out of it. These right here is 5 of them together, and when they come out, they separate to hit a lot of different targets. Interlocking baton, foam baton, it's locked in almost like Lego. When these 5 come out, they don't separate. All 5 of them hitting one person, just like that. That's why they call it interlocking baton.
Now, which one of these they would use to go hunting for, like ducks and other stuff like the turkey? Yes.
Look here, neither one of those. These right here, You shoot these out of what you call a pepper ball gun. A pepper ball gun looks like a paintball gun. It looks just like a paintball gun. And these look just like paintball rounds, right? They have, I believe, 5 different types of rounds. Your red round, this right here, has gas inside of it. If I was to pop it on the ground in here, you know what happened? All of us running up out of here. We gotta go because it's too much. Whenever you see a little red round just like this, it's gas inside of it. They come in the form of red and white. It has 0.5% gas inside of it. It comes in the form of red and black. It has 0.10% gas inside of it. So anytime it's red and white or red and black, it's gas in it. The other color rounds are purple. A purple round only has baby powder inside of it. It's a training round. You know, you just go out there and you just training with your team or whatnot to make sure everybody can shoot or whatever. You have a clear round. A clear round has water inside of it. That's a training round also. Sometimes they use it at different facilities to ward off animals, meaning that they might have coyotes or wolves and whatnot or too much around their facility. So they use that particular round to actually shoot at the animals to get them away. They have a green round. What's inside the green round? Green glue. It's called a marking round. That means if me and my man right here were going through a house and we was checking room to room and it's a closet that we can't get into, we'll get that green round. Either we'll pull it in our hand or we'll have it in our gun and just hit it on the door so we can actually burst. So we can know that door right there, we couldn't clear that door. And you just mark different things that we want to mark. Your last round is a white round. Your white round is a glass shattering round. Inside that white round, just like that, is broken ceramics inside of it. So you can actually shoot at the corner of a glass, a car or a window, and it would actually shatter that glass in a diameter so you can follow it up with the gas rounds behind it. They come out of a shotgun shell. It's not meant to kill you. It's just meant for like crowd control. You know, like my man over there, you know, he keep doing something and the police is up there telling him to get down. You're like, I ain't getting down. Die, hit him with one of these. And then when he feel it, be like, okay, I'm gonna get down. Just don't hit him with another. That's what these right here are for. It ain't gonna kill you. These right here for the same purpose. But you can't shoot them out of a shotgun. Then you shoot them out of the same stun gun, like I said, what you see with Arnold Schwarzenegger with that, it like breaks in half, cracks in half, and you drop the little capsule in or whatever, and it's like just little sand inside of it. Now these right here hurt a little worse. Your bean bags. You have bean bags inside different color capsules. And the reason that is because you're supposed to shoot them at certain distances. If they're inside like a yellow capsule, the distance that you can shoot it is 3 to 5 feet. You know, you have some inside a black capsule, meaning you're supposed to shoot it from like 75 to 100 feet. So let's say you get a black capsule and you shooting at somebody 5 feet. You about to tear some skin off of them. Yeah. Because it's gonna hurt them, you know, pretty bad. This one, it feels like it's lightweight or whatever. This one will actually go 150 yards on a tight rope. And when it hits you, you can hear it coming because it's whistling. But even though it's whistling, you can't move away from it. It's almost like you're looking at me like, oh, okay, all right, let me just get ready for the impact. Because it's coming so fast at you. I've actually shot a tree with it, and it'll knock a big chunk of the bark off the tree. So you can imagine what it's doing when it's hitting you. Y'all can feel it. When you go to the firing range, most of the time they gonna require that when you go to the firing range that you use 2 sets of ear protection. Your inner ears, y'all done seen these before, right? The little buds you put inside your ear, whatnot, and then your outer protection, which looks like this. This one right here is a little different because this one actually has a mic on it. And if he had a mic, if he had one just like this, we could actually turn it on and walk in different rooms and talk to each other. And it would, and y'all could be in here making all the noise y'all want to make, and we can still hear each other clearly because we got these on. If you have a weapon, or if you're thinking about getting a weapon, or if you don't even care about a weapon, this is just a tool to help you with the weapon to manipulate some of the parts that might be hard to move just when you're cleaning the weapon, just to help you take the weapon apart or whatnot. You should be able to take the weapon apart just with your bare hands. But every once in a while, some of the parts get a little stuck or whatnot, where you have to push them through the little pin or whatnot, and you might just need a little tool, and this is a good tool with a lot of different little gadgets on it. Does everybody know what this is?
Toolbox.
It's called an ammo can. No, it's not a bomb. It's called an ammo can. When you see military movies or whatnot, and you see the buck privates running around, the buck privates are the brand new people. They got ammo cans. You know, that's part of their job, to carry the ammo cans with all the ammo. So if we online and we shooting and I run out of ammo, I go to the buck private, hey man, give me some more ammo. That's his job. That's why he running around with the ammo can. It only has rounds or bullets inside of it, that's it. This is cleaning gear. How often do you clean your weapon? Say it again. Every time you use it, and every 3 months you do what? You oil it. You don't have to clean it, you oil it. Now oil don't mean you put baby oil on. That ain't what that means. You get CLP, you just lubing the weapon just to make sure that the parts stay working and the mechanics of the weapon stays well, so anything's not sticking or whatnot. That's every 3 months you just oil your weapon. And then you wipe it down because you don't want oil on the outside of your weapon. And now when you pick it up, it's slipping out of your hand, and whoever you picked it up for, they got it.
So it'll be best once you get it, you better know how to play with the toys, right?
Well, yeah, anytime you get a weapon, you need to know your own weapon. You know, and when I say you know your own weapon, I want y'all to remember one thing about a gun. When you manipulating the gun, you manipulate the weapon smoothly. It's almost like looking at the movies, right? You know how you go to the movies and you look at the movies and the lady, I ain't picking on the ladies again, but I always see the lady. The lady is in the parking lot and she's going to a car, and you can hear like the mysterious music, and here's some guy lurking in the parking lot, and she looks back and she's walking faster, he's walking faster, she's walking faster, he's walking even faster. He's trying to beat her to the car, and she get her keys out, and she's so nervous where she's shaking and can't get the keys inside the car just to open the door, and then everything go to black. So I guess that's suggesting that he got it. You know, so my thing is, smooth is fast. The smoother you are with this weapon, the faster it actually is. You know, so, and I'm gonna actually show you. Y'all two come on up again. Empty magazine, nothing inside of it. Empty weapon, no magazine, no source of ammo, no ammo down in the chamber. Everything is clear. Come over here right here with me real quick. And I'm gonna tell you what I want you to do. When I say threat, I just want you to reach down pick up the weapon in the magazine, insert the magazine, point it forward, send the slide forward. Just that easy. So what it'll actually look like when I say threat, you picking it up, slide, just like that. Smooth. That's what makes it fast. So I'm gonna let my man right here do it first. You ready? All right, stand right there in front of it. When I say threat, you're gonna pick it up, insert the magazine, and you point it. I don't want you pointing at him. I want you to point it like in between both of us. Ready? Threat. Put it down. Now, let's stop real quick. He shot me. He shot everybody over here. Because when he was inserting it, he panicked. He panicked. And that's what I'm saying about handling a gun. You don't panic when you handle a gun. You do not panic. Smooth is fast. The smoother you are, all you gotta do is just think about it. Okay, you just don't spaz out. Once you spaz out with the gun, everything goes back. All right, come on up, man. All right, your time is over. All right, on the command threat, you're going to pick up the weapon along with the magazine. You're going to insert the magazine. You're going to push the slide forward while you're pushing the weapon out, and you should be pointing at Kroger, not Hudson. Are you ready? Threat. All right, stop right there. Stop right there. Put it down. What did he do wrong?
He went first.
Where was his finger? Where was his finger? On the trigger. Your finger don't go on the trigger. Never. It never goes on the trigger. When you pick the gun up, the only time your finger goes on the trigger is when? When you're willing to destroy what's in front of you. The only time your finger goes on the trigger is when you aimed in and you're ready to engage. Other than that, your finger rides along that side, just like that. It rides along the side. Never in the trigger when you pick it up. Always right here. You can't make a mistake and kill nothing with your finger right here. People get killed because the finger is there when you pick it up. This is the only way people get killed. Do you know that I can load this gun? And I can send the boat forward with a magazine in there, with a round in the chamber, and I can throw it to pre-vot. It will not go off. It won't. A gun can't. You have to put your finger in the trigger and pull it in order for it to go off. This right here is called the trigger guard. It's guarding the trigger. So if you drop it, it's not hitting that trigger and engaging it and shooting that round off. This revolver, the same thing. If I threw it to pre-vot and it was loaded, it will not go off. You actually have to pull the trigger in order for a gun to go off. When you hear about accidental shooting, there ain't no accident. Somebody playing with the gun. The only gun that will go off, a shotgun will go off. A shotgun can be loaded and be on sale. And it can be mounted on your grandmama's wall or your granddaddy's wall. And you can go to touch it and it fall off the wall and hit the butt of that weapon and it will strike that round and actually send that bullet out of that muzzle. And wherever that muzzle is pointing, that's where it's gonna hit. That's why you get a lot of people that go hunting and they getting out the car and they got their shotgun and they reach out with the shotgun just to put it outside the car and they strike the butt of it and the round actually ignites and come out and blow their heads off. That's how you hear about a lot of accidents during hunting trips or whatnot.
So let me ask you something then.
Yes, sir.
Dick Cheney actually shot somebody in the butt. He was really getting. He did that like in purpose though, in a way.
Nah, he didn't do it on purpose.
But that's what they said. But if his finger had to be in the trigger,
Yeah, his finger had to be in the trigger.
So he.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because you get a lot of people that want to go hunting, and then you know they get together doing what, Thanksgiving and different little holidays. Be like, hey man, let's go hunting, but they ain't been trained with the gun. So you got just two fools in the woods with a gun, and Dick Cheney was just one of them. So, like I said, with the weapon, once again, smooth is fast. When you pick it up, I can go as slow as I want to. It's still fast because it's smooth. You know, so I wasn't even trying to go fast with it. The only thing you got to think about with the gun is you control the gun. Don't pick the gun up as if it's a bomb. And then if you touch it in the wrong way and you looking at it like, I don't want it to go off if I touch it wrong. It ain't going off. It ain't gonna do nothing. You can't do nothing to it. So, we're gonna try the same exact drill. First, to show everybody the magazine is empty. There's nothing in it. That's the magazine you use. Y'all check it out. Young man, check it out.
That's how we're gonna do it.
The weapon is clear. There's no magazine in the chamber.
Yeah.
There's no round in the chamber. Nothing in the chamber. Weapon is clear. We gonna do the same drill. So now, while you're standing there, you should be looking at the weapon. You should be looking at it, just like that. And you should be contemplating on how I'm gonna pick that thing up smooth with both hands and this one in this hand, and turn that magazine around and put it in that chamber and stick it out and send that bolt forward. You should be studying that weapon right now and just looking at it. Threat.
Uh-oh.
Good job, good job. All right, man, you ready?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. Now look at here. If you don't do it smooth in Charlotte, you got to stand on one leg for 30 minutes. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Ready? Threat.
Oh. No.
That's good right there. That's good right there. You just go ahead and put it down.
I see mine.
All right, what did he do?
He put in the hold the trigger.
Yeah, he put his finger in the trigger.
Yeah.
Even though he corrected it. Some of us that hadn't dealt with weapons on a regular basis, this is what we do. We put our finger in the trigger. You know, because we hadn't dealt with guns on a constant basis. And this is what our kids are doing when they see a gun just in somebody's home. Because we're not training them about the gun. When they see one, they're going to mishandle it every time. No. Can you imagine if you never taught your kid to drive? And all of a sudden when they turn 22, they go get in the car? I can tell you what's about to happen. You better have the best insurance known to man. Because they about to tear that car up. Yes, sir?
Yeah. Now, what I was about to say, now, isn't it the reason, like, if you just pick it up, you put your hands on the trigger, because you already know exactly what you're going to do, because you've been used to it and you're getting it. The more you get used to it, so you already know
exactly.
So even you do put your hands on the trigger, so you know you're not going to shoot. Compared to somebody who just started to first getting their hand on.
And like I said, that's a bad habit. Let me tell you what the police do. A lot of police, when the police, let's say, my man right here, wherever he lives, the police got a report that they selling drugs, they cooking meth, they fighting dogs and chickens and everything in the basement. They got all kinds of stuff going on in his house. So now when the police come in to do a raid, they done painted a picture to the police that he's a killer. He's such a bad guy that we're afraid to actually go in there. You think just because they're policemen that they're brave individuals. No, they just as chicken as a chicken. So when they actually coming in your house, they walking, they scared to death. They walking with their finger on the trigger. Let's say Shirley was over there to visit to drop a cake off. And Shirley just jump out of nowhere and say, hey, the cake in the refrigerator. They got their finger on the trigger. Want me to tell you what's about to happen to Shirley? They gonna pull the trigger on Shirley because they already scared. Having your finger on the trigger is a bad habit. And policemen have that bad habit also. How we hear about some old lady that was in the house and she got shot 13 times. And then you wonder, why did they shoot her 13 times? Because once that one guy shot, because he was afraid, it ignited and sent a chain reaction to the rest of them to pull the trigger also. Now since we done killed grandmama, we got to come up with A, man. We ain't have no big, what we gonna come up with? Hey. She was cooking math too. Like I said, you know, dealing with guns, why would you wait around to be somebody's victim? You know, why wouldn't you learn a little bit about a gun? And that way you can teach your kids a little bit about a gun, because they might encounter one without you being there. So at least if that happened, they would know a little bit about the weapon and what not to do with it. Like I said, I want you to imagine your kid being 22 and you never taught them how to drive. And then all of a sudden, you got your little pinky toe chopped off and you asking that same kid, drive me to the hospital. I'm here to tell you, ain't nobody about to make it. Because you didn't teach them something that was valuable to them that they could have used. So we're gonna do a little self-defense and then we're gonna call it a day. Let me get my, they call them ookies in the dojo. Let me get my 2 ookies.
I also wanted to ask you something.
Yes, sir.
Like the revolver that you have, they said that they have on their eye, which is that little lip sitting on the top of the lip. It's your eyes to fix your eyes when they actually be for you to shoot your object. So once you point that, is that true?
Say that again.
It's got like the revolver itself. At the tip of it. Does it have it's got one of those little lips on the end of well, this one? Yeah.
Right here?
That's it, yeah. Is that a guide for eyes for real?
Yeah, that's your front sight. That's your front sight. And when you looking through, you look through, it's like a little groove in the back right here. You look down the little groove just like that. When you aiming in on any weapon, that's why I bought this also. When you aiming in on, when you aiming in with any weapon, you look down the grooves and you find the front tip, and it should look just like this. That's the groove, and the front tip is in the center. Not too far over there, not too far over there, not too far down, not too high, but in the center just like that, and you stare at that. And you put it in the center of that blurry target down there, and you what? How do you shoot?
How do you shoot?
Yeah, how do you shoot?
Once you keep it like a picture, show your second hand.
Well, let me show you real quick.
Weapon would you have to?
I'm gonna show you real quick, because a lot of people got a misconception on how you actually shoot. Nothing in the chamber. Nothing in the chamber, right? Nothing in the chamber. How you see in the movies, when they shoot, you see this, right? They pulling the trigger. They pulling the trigger. You never, and I mean never, pull the trigger of a gun. I can't stress it no more than that. You never pull the trigger of a gun. Every time you pull the trigger, the gun moves. What you do is you squeeze the trigger and the gun don't move. So whatever you was aiming at, that bullet is going straight to that target. But when you pull the trigger, You just pulled it. If I was pointing right here, when you pull the trigger, instead of going straight to the heart, it's going over here. And the further back you go, the further the distance is, the further it's off target. Once again, you never pull the trigger of a gun. Never. You squeeze. You can put a penny on the top of your gun and squeeze it. Just like that. And that penny should still be there. If I pull it, it ain't gonna stay.
How you know that?
How you load it? Well, this one right here, the chamber is open, and you just drop the bullets in there, just like that, and you just close it. Now you did.
Never touch a machine.
Well,
No bullets. No.
I don't necessarily have a bullet for this gun, but how it is you just drop the bullet in there, just like that, and you drop all of them in there, then you close it. And all you got to do from there is just squeeze the trigger. And it's already loaded. Where's the safety? Where is the safety on this gun?
On top, right in the top.
Where is the safety?
Your top.
Want me to show you where the safety is? Right here. Finger off the trigger. That's where the safety is. On every gun, this is where the safety is. Now some guns might have extra safety precautions, but the main safety is right here, the finger off the trigger. If your finger is off the trigger, it'll never go off. Never. In order to load the 9mm, bullets or rounds will be inside the magazine. You just insert the magazine. Once you insert it, the hand never leaves the weapon. It comes up, bolt forward, I'm already on target. And all I gotta do is squeeze the trigger.
Oh, you put the bullet in.
Oh, I'm gonna show you. The bullets go inside the magazine. These are a little harder because you actually have to put the bullet right here, push down, and slide it back.
Oh, that's a different.
And to take it out, just pull it out. But you actually have to put it in, push down, and slide it back. The same way with that. Same way with that. That's actually pushing down, just like that. So you're actually pushing down on it and sliding the bullet back.
So how many bullets you can put?
This one will hold 25.
25?
Yeah, this one will hold 25.
That's the real deal, huh?
Yeah. All right, I got my two oogies up here real quick. I want y'all to stand right here. We're gonna do something real simple, real quick. We're gonna start off with just a regular little wrist grab. That means somebody's actually just reaching out and grabbing your wrist. Go ahead, just grab my wrist. Right here, yeah, just grab my wrist. Grab my wrist, boy. There you go. Now, when somebody grab your wrist, right, the thumb is never strong. The thumb is never, I don't care how strong you think you might be, the thumb is never strong. Rotate to the thumb, that way. That's where the thumb is, right? Rotate it, and he can't hold it. He can't hold it. There you go again. You rotate it up, and he can't hold it, no matter what he do. The same thing. Grab the wrist. Now his thumb is right here. Right there. It's down forward. I just rotate it out that way. So what I want y'all to do real quick. Can y'all just stand up real quick? And just face somebody. Just partner up real quick. When you do it, don't grab nobody real hard. We ain't in here fighting. Grab somebody's wrist real soft. We just going through the technique. We just going through the technique. Here you go, grab my wrist. See where your thumb is? Turn. You see how your thumb can't hold it? You see your thumb? I'm gonna rotate towards your thumb. You can't hold it. Hold it high. You still can't hold it. Okay, y'all. All right, y'all. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and have a seat. Let's go ahead and have a seat. All right, we're going to the next one real quick. We're gonna do a double wrist grab, meaning somebody grab both your wrists. Come on, man. Somebody grab both the wrists. What's weak? The thumb, right?
Yeah.
The thumb. So you rotate to the thumb. He can't hold you. The thumbs are weak. Once again, see where his thumbs are? Rotate up. He can't hold you. That's all you're doing. Once again, you rotate up, and it breaks the hole away from the thumb because the thumb is not strong without the rest of the fingers because it's over there by itself. And the thumb is actually screaming, be like, hey man, come on here and help me. But it's too late. You already out of it. All right, let's go to the third. Y'all, y'all can practice, later on, whatever. We're going to do what you call a lapel grab. A lapel grab, y'all see it in the movies or whatnot. Somebody walk up on somebody, be like, hey man, what? That's called a lapel grab. Go ahead, grab it right here. You see where the meaty portion of his hand is? It's right here. That's the meaty portion. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna look at it and be like, okay, that's what you want. And I'm gonna pin it to me. So he can't get away. And right here, I'm gonna grab that meaty portion and I'm gonna turn my body just like that. And he can feel it. He can feel it in his wrist. He can feel his wrist twisted and it's actually tearing the meat away from the bone. Once again, he's grabbing right here and you pin it to you. Meaning that's what you want. All right, I'm gonna get that to you. You turn your entire body and assist with your hand and turn it. All right. Now let's say, yeah, exactly. Now let's say a double lapel grab. He grabbed both of them, just like that. The same thing applies. Come here, right? The same thing applies. You tell him once again, all right, that's what you want. Pin it to him just like that. The meaty portion is right here. And you turn it out. And then you push down just like that. And he can actually feel it in his wrist.
Yes.
So once again, you always go to the meaty portion and just turn. And it'll break the hole at least. Let's say everybody stand up, let's try the lapel grab. Slow motion, slow motion. Nobody should be on the ground. With one hand. The meaty portion of his hand, turn your body, turn your head just like that. Yeah, just like that. Go to the meaty portion. Turn your body with it. The next one is a bear hug. A lot of bigger guys, when they grab a smaller guy or a smaller person, the most famous thing they like to do is to walk up to them and just clap their hands around them and bear hug. And so now your hands are caught just like that. Am I right?
Yep.
So, it's a way to get out of that. Come here, man. I'm standing right here, just bear hug. Once he bear hug, my hands can't move that much. So what I'm gonna do is, let's turn a little bit right here. Everybody has what you call nerves. That's right here. Yep. The only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach up and I'm gonna squeeze his nerves just like that. And he can actually feel it sting. And then once you get a reaction from it, you can actually push off of it. Yeah, you can still feel it right there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but some of them guys have those 6-pack, 18-pack, but they ain't got no nerve no more.
The guys that you see that shredded, and you think that it's all muscle, yeah, it is. But you can get to their nerves even better. A guy with a little weight, you can't get the heels as much. But a guy that's shredded, oh, you can, cause heels are like right here. When you actually squeeze, it actually stings so bad. Where normally a guy be like, oh, that right there hurt.
Can you do it with a real man?
Let me see. Come here right quick, man. All right, just grab me around. Bab her up. You reach right here, and you just squeeze. Tell him what it feel like.
Oh, he's covered up my hip.
All right, the bear. Yes, sir.
What happens if I hold your hand with my 2 hands like that?
With your 2 hands?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's slide over here right here. Once again, where is his thumb?
Oh yeah.
On both sides.
His thumb is in the center. His thumb is in the center.
Up on the center.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull him off just a little bit, and I'm gonna reach in and just pull up. He can't hold it because the thumbs are weak.
He was like,
Remember, always the thumbs are weak. Regardless how strong a guy might be, he might be 6 feet, 350 pounds. But you already thumbs still weak.
Didn't cause that too?
Say it again.
Because you already got him out of balance. It would not be put his weak spot.
Yeah. You pulling him off balance just a little bit, so he's leaning into it. So he ain't just straight up like that trying to hold you. Once he's leaning into you, just reach in and just pull it out. He can't hold it. The last one real quick is a headlock. You see 2 guys fighting, the most famous move is a headlock, right? Somebody got somebody in the headlock, the other guy don't know how to get out. So we just gonna demonstrate the headlock real quick. Come here, man. He got me in the headlock, right? The first thing you do is you turn the neck. You turn the neck away from the choke. The choke is here. If he catch me like this, that's a choke. Yeah. You turn the neck away from the choke. Now what he can do? What can he do with this hand?
He's trying to pull it toward him.
He can punch me with this hand, right? So what you do is you just reach over just like this. Go ahead, punch. That's all you do. Just reach over just like that. You ain't got to stop it. Because if he try to punch over it, he can't punch over it. So now with this free hand right here, can everybody see? With this free hand, I'm gonna come over this shoulder right here, and I'm gonna put the tip of my fingers on the floor, just like that. Oh. And that actually breaks the hold. Yeah. And he can no longer hold me in the headlock no more. And actually from here, you just turn your hand over and just stand up real quick, and it's actually a throw. Where you actually throwing your hand. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but his shoulder, he didn't want to have no shoulder after that. His whole thing right there, he's gone.
All right, everybody remember that.
Yeah.
So what do we do first? The wrist grab, right? What do we do second? Double wrist grab.
Double wrist grab.
What do we do after that?
Hug bear. The bear hug.
The lapel grab. What do we do after that? Double lapel grab. What do we do after that? The bear hug. What do we do after that? The headlock. All right, y'all.
You do that to a
Good class, good class.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say thank you to Mr. Hudson for the class. All right, let me test you guys.
You want to test me?
All right, you yourself at the gun, different guns, how you aim the gun, how you handle a gun, right? Ça, son revolver. Ça, lui-même, il te met full of dust, you still gonna fire. C'est ça que t'as dit tout à l'heure. Yes. Il te met chargé full of mud, right? Still gonna fire. This. The 9. Right? Oil every 3 months, right? Every 3 months. Oil, because the magazine, some of the guys, they never empty the magazines. Guess what happened? When they ready to get fired, what happened? Jam.
So what kind of oil can you use?
A special oil. You have to have a gun kit, right? A gun kit, right?
Let me say that again real Prevot. You know what, Mr. Prevot had a point. With these right here, your magazines, inside of here is a spring. It looked like a real thick slinky. Y'all know what a slinky is, right? The little thing or whatever. It's a spring inside of here. When you put bullets inside of here and you pile it in there, the spring goes down just like that. So every once in a while you want to empty it just to make sure the spring is good. You know, that the spring ain't just broken inside of there, you know, and you just want to keep the spring operational, take the bullets out and just let it extend itself every once in a while.